I am so glad to be making this video because my aim used to be super trash, kind of like this. But ever since I diagnosed what the heck was wrong with my aim, I've been able to feel like way less of an idiot. And I want that for you too. Today we are going to solve the problem of trash aim. This topic of aim and accuracy is really important to me, so I really dug deep on what makes someone accurate, and this is what I've come up with. But real quick, I just want to say, sometimes it can feel like getting better aim is hopeless and you'll never get there. But I'm here to tell you that's not true, because I've been there and I've done it, and my aim has come so far and it continues to skyrocket. So let's diagnose exactly why your aim is so trash and then exactly what you need to do to fix it. There are about 8 high-level reasons that I've discovered that had really been holding me back with my aim. Stuff that's just like, people just don't tell you this stuff. It's so unique, I guess. I'm gonna go over these real quick and then I'm gonna elaborate a little more. I really want you guys to be set on the path to good aim after this video, so I'm gonna be doing the best I can to explain everything as thoroughly as possible. First one is, you simply don't practice enough in T-Hunt. Second one, you do practice enough, but it still doesn't seem to help. Third, you practice too much. And yes, this is a thing. You can practice too much. 4, your T-Hunt practice aim is fine or even great, but when you get into a game, everything goes out the window. It's as if you didn't practice at all. What the heck? Seriously, why? I'll tell you why here in a minute. 5. Your casual, unranked aim is fine, but when you get into a ranked game, once again, your practice betrays you, everything goes to crap, you seriously have no idea how to aim anymore, you've forgotten everything you know. You're literally brain wiped. 6, you didn't realize that you actively have to train your brain to focus on the target in a real match, just like you do in T-Hunt. Because I believe that your brain tells you that T-Hunt and a real game like ranked or even some of the more casual game modes, I believe your brain is saying, oh, these are completely different, so what you've been doing over here in T-Hunt doesn't apply, which is not true. But I think your brain tells you that, and it kind of ends up not crossing over. 7, you actually don't have bad aim. Really, what you have is bad positioning. It's making you feel like you can never get on target when really you never had a chance in the first place. 8, you have never tried changing your sensitivity, or it is just too high. Like I said before, I really don't want you guys to end up like Mr. Potato Head. Have you experienced any of these 8 problems I've listed here? Because I'm going to touch on each one of them to arrive at the solution. Not enough T-Hunt practice. In Siege, you only have one life, and so you don't really get a lot of opportunities to shoot at people. And so that makes it really hard to practice your aim and be really good. This isn't Call of Duty where you're constantly running around shooting people and you basically get another chance as soon as you die to hit the shot next time. You only get one try per life. So T-Hunt, or training grounds as they call it now, is the perfect place to warm up your mechanical skills and hone in your accuracy. I recommend you do a minimum of 20 minutes of terrace hunt a day. I've even got a dedicated video on how to warm up. I definitely recommend you check it out. I'll put a card above for you. Number 2, practice isn't helping. And practice won't help if you don't practice the right way. You need to go for headshots in terrace hunt. And stop trying to look cool. You'll never get good aim trying to look like you have good aim. In fact, if you look like a bot, you're probably doing it right. Also, don't shoot until you know you're going to hit your target. That's going to train your brain to be more accurate, because you're telling your brain that it matters. You're practicing too much. This is only a problem right before you're going to play online, because I believe you have a certain amount of mental stamina, and if you just practice and you never actually get into a game and you go like an hour or 2 of practice, which I have done before, you actually you're just burnt out. So that's kind of really the only way you can do too much practicing, is if you're doing too much practice right before you go to play online. Alright, this is where it really starts to get interesting. You have really good aim in T-Hunt, good reaction time, but you have bad aim in a real game. Here's the problem that I think you're having, because this is the problem that I was having. What I think is happening here is that you're not actually applying what you've done in T-Hunt, the training you've done in T-Hunt, over into the real game. Your brain might be telling you that they're two completely different things, and that just doesn't apply. The same stuff doesn't apply. To fix this, you have to keep a very similar mentality in real game as you do in T-Hunt. So whatever it is that makes you very accurate in T-Hunt, you need to remember that and start applying it to your real game. You need to actively think, okay, this is what I do in T-Hunt. This is how I am. This is my being. This is my state of mind. So I will be that same way in game. You have to actively do that until it becomes natural. Okay, so your T-Hunt, casual, and unranked aim is fine, but once you get into ranked, it's Mr. Potato Head. If your accuracy is good in every other game mode and it's just ranked, then it's very likely you're simply stressing out too much in ranked. You're probably worrying too much about your KD and your rank. But to be honest, you gotta let go of that. You gotta just play to win, play to learn, and just relax. And remember to apply the same mentality that you do in, for example, unranked or maybe even casual. Casual's kind of crazy, but I would say if you play unranked and you're doing good there, apply that same mentality over in ranked. Strictly talking about aim, not exactly play style, but definitely with your accuracy. Just refer back to number 4 for this one. Number 7, bad positioning, not bad aim. Don't confuse bad positioning with bad aim. Just because someone peeks out and kills you immediately doesn't mean you have bad aim. It probably just means you were in a bad place. You didn't put yourself in a good place, and it makes you think that you don't have good aim or reaction time because you didn't kill him. And that's simply not true. You just need to position yourself in a place to react better. You've never changed your sensitivity to something better. If your sensitivity is still on factory settings and you've never adjusted it, it could be way too high. Most players with good accuracy run a much lower sense. For example, 10-10-83 or 12-12 35 are just a few examples, but the point is you may need to lower your sensitivity. This can help build muscle memory and make micro movements much easier to control. That's not to say drop it all the way down to something ridiculous, but you may want to play with it. It's better to adjust your sensitivity to find what's right than to just leave it on something and expect it to eventually get better. And it might, but I would experiment with it. I've changed my sensitivity at least 7 or 8 times since I've started playing Siege. If you really want to learn more on how to improve your aim, I've actually got a dedicated warm-up video that I highly recommend you check out because I really go in depth about exactly how to aim so that you can improve. If this video helped you, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.